States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Does anyone have additions to the agenda? I have a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mark, second by Maxine. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried. Okay, we have a couple of guests tonight. Our first guest is Lexi from the Menominee Business Development Corporation.
Perfect. Should I stand?
Whatever.
I was gonna say, you guys can't see me if I stand up anyways. I'm a little one, but I'll try to project my voice, because usually I have a little voice and people have to tell me, like, speak up. So if I do that, just give me like a little, like, Lexi, quick, keep going. So thank you guys so much for having me tonight. Again, my name is Lexi Hagan, and I'm the pretty new Economic Development Director for the Menominee Business Development Corporation. And so that's a partnership between the City of Menominee and the County of Menominee. And just like a little bit about myself, so you guys can know more of who I am. I'm from Iron Mountain. I graduated there in 2021. And then I went to Northern Michigan University, and I studied business management and computer science. And also part of my education there, I was part of the first cohort of what was called the Rural Leadership Fellowship, where the regional-wide economic development organization, InvestUp, partnered with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation and also Northern to create this fellowship where students have the opportunity to work hands-on on community projects. So my project was working with the City of Manistee in updating their 5-year Parks and Rec plan, which I saw that you guys recently just got yours done, so that's very exciting. And I also helped them with managing a DNR Spark grant that they had been awarded at that time, and also did a little bit of economic development training through that fellowship too. So that's what kind of brings me to where I am today. And so after that fellowship, I graduated from Northern in 2024, and I started my position here not too long ago. So keeping my notes up so that way I can stay on track here. So again, since starting my position with the Menominee Business Development Corporation, it's been important for me to come and be in person and introduce myself at various meetings throughout the county. So that way, number one, my biggest point in coming in person is to come and listen and meet the stakeholders throughout the county in person. And at these meetings, I've also been doing my best to share relevant resources that I think are available for various economic development things happening in the area. Sorry, my brain is a little bit scrambled tonight. Also I've been making an effort to reach out to the business community, of course, too, throughout Menominee County, and I've made contacts with all kinds up and throughout the county too. Being from Iron Mountain, I actually drive through a lot of the county, most of the, well, at least every time I drive down. So in those business visits, what I do is I offer and share relevant resources to them as well. For example, a common resource that I've been able to share with some of our larger manufacturers is the Michigan Manufacturing Technology Center. There's a lot of really great resources that they offer, and I've been helping to kind of connect and create more awareness of some of those tools that are available through those business visits. And so I'm still kind of working to build and create my connections throughout the county, just because I'm still a little bit newer. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to listen. I'm excited to see what kinds of things you guys have going on here too, and how I might be able to be of assistance, or if there are any resources I could recommend based on what you do have going on here. So I'll just pause here for a second. Any questions while I organize myself?
I wonder, have you gotten a chance to talk with
businesses here, like Wendrix or Spear Steel, you know, these types of businesses here. Have you touched base with some of them?
I have touched base with one of them, yep.
Okay, yeah, I hope you can, because obviously it's good for you to see what they're doing, but then hopefully you can, you know, offer them some opportunities for things, yeah.
Absolutely.
We're interested, do you have resources in regards to new construction for housing that might be available?
I know that there's a lot of resources out there through the state of Michigan for those types of projects. And yeah, I would be happy to share the ones that I've come across so far.
Okay, but not necessarily through Menominee County, correct?
No, not from what I'm familiar with at this time, no.
Okay.
More through the state, there's a lot of various housing initiatives going on. I, again, would be happy to share those if you'd be interested.
Thank you.
Of course. For example, I've met with all different sizes of businesses too, so I've met with people all the way from wanting to start an LLC, they've never started a business before, and I've been able to connect them with resources like business planning tools and market research tools, even cybersecurity tools, so that way they can get started and create and build their business hopefully here in Menominee County. There are a lot of great, one resource that I draw upon a lot is called the Small Business Development Center. They have a lot of those great resources for free. The only thing that it takes is your time to sit with them and learn more.
Do you work with nonprofits?
I'm open to working with nonprofits.
Okay. How about like rehabilitation for nonprofits?
Well, I know down closer to the city of Menominee, there's an organization called Provident Health Foundation, and they do free consulting for nonprofit businesses. They'll help with governance, they'll help with reestablishing a nonprofit, they'll help with all those sorts of things. I'd be happy to connect you with them if,
Yeah, I would.
okay. I'm fine with that. Any other questions for me right now?
Does the state have any programs going on for promoting, like, commercial and service businesses in rural areas?
I can definitely follow up for sure, because sometimes it's not all the way at the top of my mind, but I do have resources to look into those sorts of things. There's a thing online called the Michigan Funding Hub, and it's an AI grant type of program where you type in kind of what you're looking for and the timeline, and you select whether or not you're looking for active grants or ones that are posted or forecasted or rolling. But you can then look in that system and find grants that might be what you're sort of looking for. I'd be happy to follow up and share that. Have you ever seen that before?
It's been a while.
Okay, sure. I can definitely follow up with that information. Another thing that I've been doing is I'm pretty good with AI, so once, if a business comes to me and they're working on a grant application, I've been able to help them kind of refine that and use those skills to make that application and actually use AI to like score the application based on what the grant requirements are. So that's something else that I've been able to help a couple of small businesses with as well.
So what are your grand plans to take the job and run with it for the county?
Well, first of all, I find it really important to come and learn what people are doing. I don't want to just start taking the reins and rolling if I don't know what needs to be done. So a lot of it is just taking a lot of time to try to get to know the community and know what's going on and know how I can hopefully help to start filling in those gaps. So the first step is identifying where the needs are and then rolling from there.
Okay.
Do you have cards?
I do. Yes, I'd be happy to leave some cards.
I'm curious, how many townships have you been to now?
I've been to over half.
Okay.
I've been to,
Don't need them all, but
okay.
13, 15 we got? units, 16?
There's 15.
15. So you've been like 6, 7, 8, something like that. Yeah. Cool.
All right, yeah, leave some contact info here, and if we have anything pop up, we'll give you a call.
Yeah,
Or
and if I
an
missed
email.
anything, let me know, because
Okay.
I'm a little nervous, so.
Yeah, that's okay, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, Brent?
Yeah, so I think, I'm trying to think of the last meeting I was here, it might have been August, I think. So some updates since then. Well, we started doing building permit visits the beginning of this month. I think I was actually in Meyer Township specifically, either the first or second week of October, and got a bunch of those done, or at least visited some that are still in progress. Also at the same time doing some sales study visits of properties that have sold more recently. There's probably only a couple that kind of qualify for me to really take a deep look at them. Typically, we'll visit a property where if they paid a pretty high price compared to what we have on the assessment roll, it's a question of why is there this gap, right? And so then we'll go and check out those ones and ask some questions and whatnot and see if there was something that was added to the property that we didn't know about. Trying to get all these visits done, needless to say, before we get really deep into November and before the guns come out, right? In mid-November. So I should hopefully be done with all of the units by the end of this month, so just another week or so to go. There may be some final follow-up visits in late November or kind of early to mid-December. It depends on also the results we get out of the county equalization. Of course, they do their studies, as we know, during the summertime, and they give us those results in the fall, typically in November, and then we kind of got to hustle and just see what are we missing here. Is there some discrepancies and things like that? And then I'll have a meeting with them typically in December to discuss that. With that said, I'm still waiting on their study information. Like I said, it usually comes in November. I did get study data preliminary data from Dickinson and Delta counties. They're always a little bit further ahead, so I've gotten that already from them. Border review. So of course we have a December border review, December 9th. We hold that border review. It's very short, as you know. It's only for basically correcting errors in the system, or if like somehow there was an addition put on a house that actually didn't happen, or vice versa, right? We'll go out and we'll check it and we'll correct it. So far in Meyer Township, there aren't any petitions yet for December border review, so we'll see how that goes, of course. I usually try and tell Chad and the border review at least I think about a few days or so ahead of time, because of course we accept petitions right until the Friday before that happens, and that's usually always on a Tuesday. And then other than that, all property transfer data is up to date as of yesterday. We went to the Register of Deeds and downloaded some data and got all that plugged in, so pretty much everything should be up to date as far as that goes. Any questions?
Do you have anything to do with plat books?
No,
Okay.
I do not.
Do you know when the last one was published?
As far as I recall, they're like every 5 to 8 years or
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I thought we had one in 2020.
Okay.
In early 20s anyway, I believe we had one. Or maybe it was 18. I'd have to check. But anyway, we're probably getting closer to the next one being out. With that said, I don't know exactly how they collect all their data, how much of it is referencing, I don't know, GIS or other kind of
But you
systems like
can't go
that.
off of that, cause that ain't right either.
I know, that's the thing,
Yeah.
so I don't know honestly how they collect all that data either.
Are they ever gonna fix that mapping?
Not as far as I know. I have no progress on that, yeah. So anyway, especially here in town, the whole map is skewed,
Yeah.
right. And it's probably one of the worst ones of that kind of case that I've seen in all the different townships I work in. I know I talked with Coleman Engineering about it, Bob and I did a few years back. And they had said part of their problem was just where the corners are and whatnot, and so they kind of have to. You can't pick multiple corners to reference off of, at least in that GIS system. So he had to pick one to reference off, and you pick it, and it skewed the whole thing the wrong way. And if you picked another one, it skews it another way, right? So it's kind of hard to make up those discrepancies. It can be done, but of course, it takes time and effort and money, and depends how much the county wants to actually pay for, getting that detailed into it, right, to Coleman. But yeah, I don't expect any changes there really.
No,
Yeah.
it's screwed up.
Oh, yeah, I know. Because I've heard from Jason and Sarah about it, and I've heard from Steve Molly about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the two most egregious
I
ones
just tell them
that
just
I
don't
can
go
think
off
of.
of it because it's not
Yeah.
right.
Well, but I think didn't, because you're talking about Jason, where his property is way up in the
Well,
wrong spot, right? The
It
baseball
says,
field or
yeah,
something.
it's,
It's
yeah,
on the
the
highway
Little League
there.
field,
Yeah,
and then,
yeah.
then there's a Meyer Township lot between Kelly's Corner and Steve and Debbie Molly's that doesn't exist.
Yeah. So I thought I remembered.
Because if we do a grant down here, say for a baseball
Right.
field,
Yeah.
and that property does not show up in Meyer Township name,
Mm-hmm.
we ain't get no grant.
Sure, because they're like
So it needs to
too.
be fixed.
Yeah, unfortunately, because they really want to rely on GIS to do it. If you just look at the legals and then figure out
I
where
mean,
they're at, you could ignore GIS. But they
Scotty
don't go that
from-
far. Yeah.
Coleman Engineering is the one who drew it up, and
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even notice it until he had showed me.
Yeah, I mean, that sort of thing, all I could say is, and I don't know if anybody's tried to talk with the county about it, to get it corrected, or even Coleman, but that's who we talked to, and really would have to go through the county, since they're the ones
Yeah.
kind of paying for it. I know in the other townships I work in, at least in Dickinson County, it's handled at the township level, the townships are paying Coleman directly in that way, and so I call Coleman, and they make any updates, and then they bill the township for that, so. Not saying that couldn't be done here if you really need to get fixed, and, kind of bypass the county that way. I think that could be done, and you just go to Gary directly there. I don't think you'd have a problem with
That
that.
might be worth looking into.
And you just ask him for, I think when I picked up Wasita here, I talked with him about, kind of, how do we get a contract with you guys the same way we do elsewhere?
But didn't we pay for this in the beginning, for the
Mm-hmm.
GIS mapping?
Yes, yep.
Well, it should be right then, if we
Sure.
ever paid, why
Yeah,
should we pay
yeah,
again?
yeah, I know, yep.
Who do you have talked to in Menominee?
One of our favorite people. Yeah, that's who handles the map.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. But I was gonna say that,
Shit.
with that said, I think Gary told me he charges like, maybe it's, I think off the top of my head, maybe it's like 120 or 150 an hour, but then he'll hand off stuff to his assistants too, and that's like 100 an hour or something like that to get that kind of stuff done. And that type of work, it doesn't have to necessarily take a long time either, so.
I'll check with Scotty and see.
Yeah. I know, like when we do splits with him, he might only charge for like half an hour, depends how complicated it is, right? So, yeah.
Okay, well,
So
thank you,
anyway,
Rick.
Sure.
All right, bills, minutes, and treasurer's report. I'm happy to report that the bill for the Pond Road came in under budget,
Really?
about $1,600. So that was pretty cool.
They'll give us somewhere for that. I'll make the motion.
Motion by Mark,
I'll second.
second by Maxine. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carried. All right, Maxine, treasurer's report.
Right now, we still have 95 delinquent taxpayers that haven't paid their summer bills. So we're getting there. Then we'll be adding any yearly or annual, as you call them, sewer, into the winter program. And the audit, we're still working, getting 2024 done with Manor Costeria. So, but then the state isn't waiting any longer on them. So they're gonna start and come forward and starting with 21 and 22. And they should start working on that the first week of November. And last meeting, somebody asked how much was held due to these audits not being done. So I asked them about how much was withheld from revenue sharing, and it only amounts to $1,251 that's being withheld. As soon as the F-65 forms are put in for those 4 years, then we'll get that money. That's it.
Okay. I extended an invitation to that Scott Sternhagen from the accounting firm,
Seal something,
yeah, CLA,
you know.
for our audits moving forward after this is done. I've yet to hear back from him. I invited him to come to the meeting or put a proposal for us together that we can vote on first thing Monday morning, and I haven't heard back from him yet, so. I'm not sure what their work schedule is at this time of the year. Maybe he's knee deep in something, but I'll give him a little more time. All right, delinquent sewer customer, we received another payment since the last meeting, so we're moving forward.
Better than nothing.
Yep. Marilyn, you asked to be on the agenda.
I did. Mike and I are both here to talk about the museum tonight.
Okay.
I was a little misinformed at the last one. The color, it will be a cream with, is it like a foresty green, or is that what we, kind of like a deepish green? And it's gonna, under like the fascia, we can have it come down the columns and also around the bottom, because after the last meeting, I did meet with Sean. And he said that if you put that darker around the bottom, it really kind of makes the building feel nice and grounded. And it should turn out really well. We were told right away that it was gonna be all done in like August. Well, obviously that hasn't happened. I think they should be pretty much done with their scraping and getting ready, and they should have it primed. They said they're gonna have it primed by this fall, and they're gonna paint it in April. And, I mean, we're fine with that as long as they got something on it over the winter. So, I'm like losing my voice, so I'm gonna let Mike take over.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I just wanna let everybody know, if you don't know how much this whole job is, for them to do that. The original bid was $67,650. They got a $50,000 grant, but in their proposal, they said if they ran into lead paint, it would be an extra, so it's another $8,000. So it's $75,650 to paint that museum. So, museum's a pretty big part of this town's history, you know, and it's important to have it. I mean, this town's doesn't have a grocery store anymore, doesn't have, one of the gas stations is gone, the bank, the bars are gone. It's, it'd be a shame to lose that museum. It's this, you know how many people live in Meyer Township?
992.
22, it said when I looked.
You lost it.
Yeah, So it's a big investment for a small town, you know, it's $75,000 and coming up with 25,000, you know, plus more dollars, for this. So the museum needs help from people in this town, you know, they have Vintage Day, there's not a lot of fundraising opportunity, everybody is looking for money, you know, everybody around here is looking for money, and it needs help. I mean, it's open 14 weekends a year, the museum is, and getting people to go there and work, you know, a couple of days on a weekend is tough finding people to even do that, you know. Vendors, you know, Vintage Day, you know, you get 100 people, maybe 150 people maybe, right? Vendors don't come for 100 people, they're not gonna make any money, and people don't come if there's not vendors, it's a chicken and egg, right? It's, you know, so even if all you can do is get people you know to help with fundraiser ideas even, you know, and, you know, that'd be a huge thing, you know, to do anybody, have employers that have put some money in there and put their name on a sign, you know, anything like that kind of stuff, you know, employer matches or sponsorships or any of that kind of stuff. And if not, if the museum's gonna die, let it die, quit throwing money at it, right? You know, I mean, this grant, I mean, just like they're talking about the school, it is a one-time thing, you know, it's gonna be a long time before somebody else throws 50 grand at this place. You know, and if it's gonna die, you know, no sense throwing good money after bad, there's plenty of other good things that this town could use. But like I said, the biggest thing is help, you know, they need help more than anything else. And, but I'll tell you right now that, you know, the fundraising part, Marilyn and I will start and donate 5 grand. Right now, we're at 25 grand. So,
Wow.
put that towards it, so.
That's fantastic.
But it'd be good if the township, I mean, I just hear the township got some extra money laying around from the road. You know, a little bit of township help wouldn't be bad, you know? It's,
Something
maybe
to
look
think
around
about.
at that budget and see if you guys come up with some money, you know, to help them out a little bit over there. Just say it's an important part of the town.
It's where the town started.
Yeah.
You know, it's,
It doesn't.
So we need to raise like a lot of money by April.
it's gonna get done one way or another.
Right,
Right, it's gonna get
exactly,
done,
but I'm
I mean,
gonna say like if
you
you
know,
come
I
up
don't know,
with
Janet probably has a
something,
pretty good idea what the
April
revenue
workshop.
of the place is a year, right? Some kind of an idea, you know, and what there's left, there's not a lot left. You know,
It's pretty much
you maintain it.
stable. I
Yeah.
mean, you get, what we take in, we pay out.
Yeah, you know, it's not a money-making operation, that's for sure.
Well,
It's,
yeah, and then you've got the endowment, which you can't touch still, right? The original endowment.
Well, yes, we can now, we voted on, we can, but it's still not.
Yeah, but you don't wanna do that unless you absolutely have to, that's absolute last resort.
and like everything else, I mean, you know, Linda knows from the Legion, it's getting money, you know, David knows from the Legion, it's getting money, it's, and asking everybody for money all the time is tough, you know, and it's tough getting money from people all the time, but it's still, you know, whatever, and younger people, getting younger people involved, I mean, it's a bunch of old ladies.
That's right.
I say that out loud when I just think that, but, it's,
We got you. Yeah, it's true, it's true.
you know, it's, yeah, it needs,
They're not as old as they used to be.
A lot
so,
of work.
so, yeah, that's all I got to say.
We can brainstorm something.
Yeah,
Yeah, we got this.
yeah. Thank you, Mike and Marilyn, for your
Yeah.
generosity, that's
Yeah,
unbelievable, fantastic.
So is that when it's gotta be paid up, is in April, not right now, or for the 67?
No, end of June.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
But I don't know when they want the money exactly.
they're gonna start,
Well, Mike and Marilyn have helped this town out a lot,
Yeah.
on a lot of different things. So, least we can do is try to raise some money for
Oh, yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Put your money where your mouth is. You're
Uh,
gonna bitch about stuff, be involved.
Yeah.
So, not just by doing, but by.
Yeah. We'll come up with something.
all right, did everybody have an opportunity to look over the NATO ordinances that I gave you?
No.
Look over
I know Brenton,
Honestly, I forgot all about it.
when Brenton called this afternoon and said he wasn't gonna be at the meeting because he had to work, he said he was in favor of moving forward with both of them without any changes.
Well, who's gonna enforce these? That's what I wanna know. 'Cause the cops will not enforce them, so if we're gonna redo these, how are we gonna enforce them? Cops will not enforce your ordinances.
And this is the whole township, not just
Well, that's the
the
thing
town
that,
part.
that's the thing that we have to
'Cause if you
I
go-
feel strongly that within the town area
For sure.
should be enforced differently than the
Yeah.
outs,
Us out
the
there.
outside area.
Yeah,
Or at least there should be a density, like, you know what I'm trying to say. Where, like, out on the R3 road where all the neighbors are close together, or, which is not in town, but they're in close quarters.
Right.
You know, we would have to add that sort of guidelines in, on our own,
right, you're
yeah.
talking a trailer in the driveway full of garbage, or old
Yeah.
mattresses and broken down lawnmower. All you want all this stuff put in garages, so nobody can see it.
I know Bruce has talked to me since he read it, and thinks it's great. Does anybody else have any input on the subject? Willie, what do you think? Did you look it over?
I most definitely did.
What do you think?
But I thought we had an ordinance that, our township attorney had sent us a little over a year and a half ago,
You never did it.
and I was
He
curious.
never did it.
Well, it came back for review, and my understanding was that it was never moved on.
We
So
voted,
I was curious as to,
we voted on it for him to move forward with the revisions of our ordinance.
okay, then I
That,
guess
cause he,
that would be something that you would need to follow up with him then, because I
Yeah.
wasn't aware of that.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
then-
up to me.
and then after we voted on it, he was informed that we wanted to move forward with it. And that was the end of it, really,
Yeah, we never heard no more from
Yeah.
him after that.
yeah.
Yeah, like you said, with that, you're gonna have to define
Right.
areas.
Yeah. Yeah, cause even you agree that outside of town should be different than in town, right?
But like Mark said, who's gonna enforce any of that?
That's the biggest thing.
Because if you drive through NATO, it still looks like a junkyard. I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
I mean, they cleaned up a few spots here and there in NATO, but
It all depends on how you.
Well, all of the
pursue it.
enforcement is in this second ordinance. The municipal infractions. Now, we can either, from the way I read this, we can either issue these on our own, or it says you can contract with the sheriff's department to have them do it, but I'm sure that
you have to pay them.
there's gonna be a cost tied to that,
You know,
which would be up to the sheriff to determine.
so I guess we'd have to map out what areas that you in town versus out of town.
Wouldn't you make the fines offset the cost of the sheriff?
Yeah,
Yeah, right. Well,
in most cases, yeah. So. Well, you look it over some more, and we'll
I have
put a map together. And then,
And bring it back up on the
yeah,
next
we'll
meeting.
keep the conversation going.
Yeah.
And I'll talk to the sheriff to see how much it would cost.
Yeah, see.
Yeah,
Is that also gonna include court costs if you go to court?
Yeah, 'cause you gotta pay that too. You're gonna have to have your lawyer go to court.
yeah.
What's the court costs?
So, okay. Fire department, Pat's not here again. Lake weeds, no update there, right?
No, no weeds coming up.
No, mine looks good.
Community club update, we had our health department inspection. Everything was fine, with the exception of our kitchen license wasn't posted up in the kitchen, it is now. So that's fixed. And Brenton also submitted a Hannahville grant for the boilers. So we'll wait to see what happens with that. Sewer department,
November, that panel's supposed to be done. He is going to discharge in November here, I think. I don't know if he's got one, the big one or the little pond, but he's gonna discharge one more time before the winter. As far as the parks and all, nothing there.
would it be possible to have Jason clean out the storm drains down here by the bar?
By the bar. Usually brings that truck from Escanaba,
Yeah.
a lot easier than shoveling that. Yeah, they will him.
Any other board comment?
Just a reminder that the next meeting is November 13th.
I have one on the pickleball. That guy been texting me nonstop. So ISD said they would pay to do one court, to paint it. So I thought maybe if the township would pay to do, cause I think he said he could put 3 on there. And then he'll have to cover the third one if they want the third one. Drain is getting me a price on it,
Okay,
so I will see, it won't be till next year anyways, so. But he said he heard that from somebody in Hermansville that the house adjacent to it would not like the noise from pickleball. How much noise is there with pickleball? I never played it.
It's like
Good
tennis.
girl.
It's loud.
it's like tennis,
I
yeah.
have friends that were going, put their house up for sale because they were right next to pickleball.
Well, I know in Iron Mountain, they have a
Yeah.
curfew.
Yeah.
You only go from 8 to 8 and play
There's people
pickleball
that's
in
gonna
the
kick
city.
it.
Yeah, that's what they yell
But
at.
I
There's
mean,
people
you're
that's
down
gonna
in a
kick it
freaking
in.
hole out here,
Yeah.
you know?
You look like a big pickleball player to me.
Well, yeah, you're right on that.
So
The
where,
only one I can think of either have to be Ben.
On the basketball court down at the fields.
oh, okay. Well, who lives close enough to that?
Ben or Nick or Ann Louise and
And Louise.
or Anne Marie.
And, or,
Anne Marie Luckisher and then Mrs. Paquette are the only ones that are close.
And that's not really that close.
No.
No.
And that's
So I don't
uphill.
know, he would tell me who told him that.
Yeah,
You're down below there.
You're in that
you're
hole.
down in the hole there.
I said it's no different than 2 baseball games going at one time
I
there.
think,
You know, it's the same thing. So I'll text him
And
back.
there's no lights down there, so they won't be doing it at night.
No.
So,
Okay.
alright, yeah, find out how much it's gonna
Yeah,
cost.
that's all I got.
Okay,
Go ahead, Linda.
I've been in contact with this Lori LaCash. She's with the Menominee Delta County Community Action Center. And she's gave me contacts that maybe Brooks, you can maybe put them on the website, I don't know. And she has this program that she will set up for people who are behind on their sewer bills. And apparently it'll offer them up to $3,000 a year to help them with their sewer bills. So I got the information from her. They need a few things like driver's license, social security, how many children under 16, and their proof of income. And she wants their sewer bills. But she's willing to help them. They have the money, and she said she will help.
Okay,
So that's one of them. So she's waiting to hear from everybody. I got her phone number and her email, and you can text her too. And she'll help you, anybody who needs help with their sewer bills, she'll help them out. So,
Can that be put in with the sewer bills that go out?
send them a little note.
Say delinquent ones or whatever.
Linda?
Okay, the other thing is, when I was down in Menominee a few weeks ago, getting all my stuff done for my notary, Mark did mention he would like another notary. He thought it was a good idea to have two of us be a notary. So I would, I guess like to make a motion if Maxine could do her notary. Mine I've had for many years. You don't have to pay for mine because I'll keep it regardless. But
I'm expired from,
she's expired.
she can go, yeah, she doesn't need a vote to do that, she
Oh.
can do that.
okay.
Cause I think she can do that for people outside of the township, that's,
Right, so,
that's,
Okay.
yeah, that's a,
I don't have to have Beth come here on a Saturday.
no, I'm all good to go. I even found my seal, so I'm good. Alright, so that's all I have.
public comment. Barb?
First, back to what Linda was just saying, I have forms also in my office that can be sent on to, down to Menominee for the Community Action Agency. If anybody needs to fill out one of those for the sewer thing, I can email those down through my office too, so.
Yeah, maybe if you just give me a copy of one, cause she
Okay.
said she didn't have a form, cause I said, can you send me something? And she
Well,
goes,
it's not a form to do with, the
The
sewer
sewer.
itself, but it is saying that they're looking for services.
oh, for
and-
assistance with
Yes.
everything else. Yeah, I guess we can put them all in there.
You're not qualified, though? Probably.
Yes,
Yeah, so.
Anything else?
and I have one other thing too.
Huh?
We are having a committee meeting on Tuesday at 6 o'clock down here for, the America 250 MI, and it also will go into basically it'll be the discussion of the 4th of July and that, and our celebration. But it'll go on from there. We'll do those meetings like 4 times a year, right through when we have our 150 years for.
Mm-hmm.
So it's open to the public, so as many people that we can get there would be great.
Thank you.
And when is that, next Tuesday?
Next
at
Tuesday,
6.
6 o'clock.
Looking for board members for the commission,
Well, one for sure,
maybe two.
maybe two. Okay. Yeah, I had Vicky cut the ad to every other week, cause I wasn't getting any bites,
Okay.
so. Bob, we could use you.
Yeah,
Janet?
yeah. Why can't we shut the, road going to the point off for the winter? Cause all we get is drug traffic back there. What do you think?
Do what? The point to the road. Or
Road
to the
to
point.
the point.
She wants to
Road
cut,
to-
or close the point road off in the winter.
Okay.
Ice fishing.
You can't because of fishing for one, and the DNR would not be happy with that. Cause they have to have access to the lake.
Why can't they get it down at the beach?
No, they do there too.
Yeah. I mean, it's constant out there. It's middle of the night, 15 minutes. I know they're not fishing that fast.
No.
Brent?
Yeah, just back to that, the blight ordinance, and whatnot. I was just kinda thinking, when you mentioned about like drawing up a map, Let's say Lexi does a great job, you get some more businesses in here, and then your map's out of date because there's some, new areas built up and whatnot that you didn't anticipate, right?
We'd
So-
have to revise it.
Right, well, and that's where your original comment about making, if there's a way to have it written up for a density type of
Yeah.
requirement, that might be, that's broader and more applicable going forward in the future, is all, rather than having a map that gets outdated and things like that, so, just thought I'd mention that.
Okay. Anybody else? Joe?
I'd like to say I appreciate Mr. Iott submitting that application for the grant to the Hannibal group. We're going to look at pulling the flowers out of the intersection 1 o'clock on Sunday afternoon this weekend.
Okay. This weekend or next weekend?
This weekend,
This
Sunday,
Okay.
26th.
Supposed to be good, No. Oh, yeah?
Don't forget this, I'll have to listen
Oh,
to
yeah?
the picture.
I'll be out of town.
Oh, yeah. Darlene revised the EDC agreement that we talked about last month.
Mm-hmm.
She added, just the final sentence is different from last month, which says,
I think any different than it always been.
no, here. All that's different is the last sentence.
On this one?
That's the new one. This is the
Yeah.
old one. So if that's fine with everybody, we just let them know that it's fine. I don't have a problem with it. Basically what it says is that if there's one no on a transaction, it will not move forward. Whether it's the EDC board or the township, which is basically how it's always done, but it wasn't in writing. So. That's it, if there's no other public comment. Oh, Ray?
Yeah, I'd like to know what, how come you don't put, money that comes into the township? I think I asked this question about 50 times. How much money is coming in if we get our profit sharing or whatever it comes in from the state? And would that be too hard to print that out or I don't know?
Per year.
You lump it all into one, we don't know what's coming in, you know?
You want it all broke down? That'll make a big list.
Huh?
It'll make a nice list.
Well, like say if somebody, I don't know, like take the rent from the community club, if it's Joe Blow, whatever, you paid so much.
How did you do it last 4 years?
Huh?
How did you do it the last 4 years?
They didn't.
They never did, they lumped, that's why we're in trouble. They never did not know.
No.
So, but, yeah. And how is, that audit with did the IRS, did that settle now?
I can't get through.
Huh?
I can't get through to the IRS.
Government
shut down. They're not
They're
working.
shut down, you get-
Well, that's good then.
They have all the back 4 years worth of all the 941s and all those papers. It was 2 envelopes that thick of forms. They have them all, and I sent them all certified with the return receipt, so I have it, that they have it. But I just can't get through for an answer.
So for the last 4 years, we never sent that in ever?
No,
No, it went back further than that, didn't it?
Yes.
2012.
2012.
Yeah,
2012.
so basically the whole time the previous treasurer was in office.
Didn't get done.
Yeah.
Isn't there checks on to get it done between the boards, the members? I mean, cause you guys have been on the board for 12 years too.
No, I haven't.
I have. I'm the only one.
Okay, 8.
Supervisor.
Well, all the time, when I ask something on it, they say, well, that's been
Well-
sent in, this been sent in, that's how. that's
We
how
can't go
they-
backwards,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah, we can't go
We gotta
backwards,
move
Maxine
forward and wait for
is
the
on top
government
of
to
it.
open up and-
So
Thank
is this,
God.
now this paper here, now is this just for the month or this is like the whole year?
That's-
That's just
a
the month.
So like you got 17,000 for the fire department this month? What did we buy again?
That was
The
expensive.
fire department,
Cause I thought we already paid for that pump.
oh, that
That's
was,
just you guys getting caught
That
up on
was-
the transfers, right?
right.
The money.
Yep, I just moved the money from the fire department account into the general account because they used it. Cause that account doesn't have checks. So I transferred it. And that's the same thing you'll see down at the fire, the lake weed control. That one has 15,000 out. So I transferred that to make the one invoice. Now Linda paid another one, so I'll be doing that one along with the $10,000 the EDC said we could borrow from them. So they'll have a $10,000 in, $14,000 out, and that's what that'll show in there.
We need accounting.
Okay.
But we didn't really need that 10,000, we had quite a bit in the bank, doesn't that seem
No.
like?
We went
No.
through this already.
Yeah.
The-
We go through the,
We only have, after the first payment, $5,000 left in there, and the next bill is 14,000. So we would have been 9,000 short in that account. So that's why we borrowed from the EDC to have 10, so we could pay the 14.
And then when the taxes, the next taxes, then you'll pay off the EDC.
Yeah, and I did it at the first of the month, on October 1st, transferred the 10,000. So then, when we get our money from the first taxes coming in, the first of the month, I'll wash it back over, so it's even, not
So did we,
at the 12th or
did we
nothing.
spend more than what we voted to?
Yes,
Yeah. Well,
cause of the way the bills totaled up.
yeah,
We were, short for the double
for the
whatever you call them,
two poisonings that they did.
double poisoning.
I mean, it will be covered with the taxes regardless, the 30,000, but at the time, we didn't have that much in taxes to pay it.
Right, and last year's taxes made $20,232.
And that's for 2 years, that tax?
That 20,000 was one,
Yeah.
but we'll do
But we're
another
taxed
one.
for 2
It's
years.
a half a mil for 2 years.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Anything else, Raymond?
so every year we're gonna have to borrow, or like say, if,
It's done.
This is
It's
Next-
only a 2-year millage.
It's only 2 years.
It's done after this year.
so we spent more money than we had coming in.
For the first time, yes, because it was a double poisoning.
Yeah. Which I knew, we knew, cause I said we had to do it twice.
That looks good. Looks real good.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Mark, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Linda, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried.